come lying down onto your back. So this is our evening practice. Bend your knees and take your feet as wide as the mat. Place one hand on your belly and one hand on the heart center, which is the center of the chest, and just start to breathe deeply. So it's interesting. A lot of us have a morning ritual, and maybe yoga is becoming more a part of that. Maybe that morning flow that we have together is becoming a part of that. But you certainly have the things you do, like brushing your teeth and getting dressed and making coffee. How I make my coffee is like the most yogic thing I do sometimes during a day. So we identify a lot with a morning ritual. We don't unless you have a toddler, you don't really have an evening ritual. Toddlers really respond to a routine or a ritual that happens every night before they go to bed. And so many of us have trouble sleeping. And I hope that this can be a useful tool, and maybe you can incorporate it throughout your week, especially when you're having particularly stressful days. So keep your breath steady and deep. Heel toe your feet together. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh over eye of the needle. Reach forward and grab behind your thigh. And I want you to think about this literally like you're rocking yourself to sleep. So it's the gentlest flow of Ujjayi breath, in and out through your nose. Just the tiniest tone at the back of your throat, so the breath sounds like a whisper. The pace of this practice is much, much slower than our other classes. And notice if that's very agitating to you or if it feels like a welcome respite. Switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh. Make sure that the sitting bones are tilting towards the floor, so there's a little pressure of the right thigh pressing into your hands. Uncross your legs and hug both knees into your chest. Release your legs straight out in front of you. Flex your feet, spread your toes, and spiral the inner thighs to the floor. So we have a really clear internal rotation. Keep your left leg where it is and hug your right knee into your chest. Grab behind the right thigh and press the thigh forward as you straighten the leg. And I'm really not necessarily interested in the leg being all the way straight. The right femur is perpendicular to the floor, which is going to release the low back. If you can go deeper, than that, you'll just pull your right leg in and walk closer. Keep the left thigh heavy, so the inner left thigh roots toward the floor. Take one more big breath in and a full breath out. Release the right leg and switch. Hug the left knee in, grab behind the thigh, and stretch the leg as straight as you can. Yes, good. Inner right thigh rotates down. Outer left hip and thigh lengthen forward. So again, like eye of the needle, you should feel that there's a little bit of pressure of the top of the thigh pushing forward toward your hands. And take one more deep breath in. Exhale, release your left leg. Hug both knees into your chest. Either rocking front to back, but that's very energetically uplifting. So my recommendation would be rolling to your side if you're comfortable with that and coming onto your hands and knees. Press back to an extended child's pose. So knees can be wider together, arms stretching straight out in front of you. Use your hands to pull yourself forward onto your hands and knees and stretch back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and exhale the right foot forward toward your right thumb tip. Lower your back knee down and sweep the arms up over your head. Anjaneyasana. Just one more big breath in. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Go right back to down dog. Lift the left leg up and exhale the left foot forward, back knee down. Inhale the arms up, squeezing the legs together. Just one more big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Step the right foot forward, Uttanasana. So knees nice and bent for this one. Let it be pretty easier through your hamstrings. Let your head go. Take a nice big breath in and a full breath out. Inhale and stretch the arms up over your head. Exhale, bring your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale and stretch the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Lengthen on your inhale and come into downward facing dog on your exhale. Bring your right knee forward for pigeon. And fold over your front leg. The back leg can have the toes tucked into the mat, which is the variation I prefer. If you are pointing your foot, just give your foot a lot of intention. So you're really pressing the top of the left foot down with intensity. The toes are spreading. But toes tucked into the mat is great because you have to think about it less, but your foot is active and your shin a little bit more naturally will hug to the midline, which supports the opening in the hips and the low back. Come up onto your hands and stretch back to down dog and lift the right leg up, open the hip, kind of wiggle the leg around. You can bend the knee and kind of circle the knee, circle the foot and ankle a little bit. Lower the right foot down when you're ready. Left knee forward for pigeon. Checking in with your back leg, making sure it's active enough to support the widening on the right side. Rooting your outer left hip down. Both sides of the pelvis rooting evenly. Come back to downward facing dog. Take your time. Open the left hip, bend the knee, move the leg around a little bit. And lower the left foot. Pull yourself to plank to come all the way down onto your belly. Prop yourself up on your forearms. Reach back with your right hand to grab your right foot for a thigh stretch. And remember, like, you're not pushing or over efforting. So if it's hard to grab your foot, just bend the knee and don't grab the foot. Just reach back toward it and don't catch it. Release your right foot and switch sides. Release the left leg and flip onto your back. Bend your knees, feet on the floor. And we're gonna bring the legs up. So if there's a wall really close to you, you can just scoot your butt against the wall and lift your legs up the wall. But we're gonna use a block. So lift your hips up and slide the block underneath your sacrum. If you wanna be higher, you can put two stacked, one on top of another. But again, if you don't have blocks, just find a wall and bring your legs up the wall. Legs up the wall for a variation on a supported shoulder stand. We call it Viparita Karani when you're against the wall, supported shoulder stand when you're in the middle of the room. We'll take a minute here. And this is a great one to do for a much more extended period of time. You could hold this for as long as 5 minutes. Nate and I both do this a lot at the end of a day, especially if you've been sitting in the car at your office. This is an incredible way to counter that. Many of you have taken classes where we've done this pose, and I talk about its benefits, but it's certainly a great end of day posture. About 5 more breaths here. Lower your feet to the floor, knees bending to bring the feet down. Lift your hips up and slide the block out from underneath you, and just roll to your right side and come to sit for Paschimottanasana. And I would recommend rolling up. We're going to sit with the legs stretched straight toward the front of the mat. I would recommend bending your knees a lot. And if you want to just make it a lot nicer, you can roll up a blanket or use your 2 blocks with a blanket, and then it's like a whole thing. Grab your big toes or the outer edges of your feet, belly and thighs touch. Lift up through the chest, but tuck your chin slightly. So the back of the neck is long. It might not feel like the biggest hamstring stretch, and that's completely okay. What we're getting is a really deep forward bend in the pelvis. We're not bending in the thoracic. We're not forward folding from this mid-back place. We're hinging at the hips. Even though it's not a hinge joint, we're hinging at the hips. Pull your pinky toes back toward your outer knees a bit more. Keep pressing out through the base of the big toe. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly come back up and come lying down again onto your back for Supta Gomukhasana. So you'll bend your knees and cross your right thigh over your left thigh. Hug your knees into your chest or go ahead and grab your heels from underneath. Pull your heels toward your outer shoulders. As much as you're pulling your heels towards you, your sitting bones are pressing toward the floor. And we're going to take this into a twist. So keep your legs crossed. Just lower your left foot to the floor. Let go of your right foot. Scoot your butt a little bit to the right. Lift your butt up and scoot it to the right. Hug your knees into your chest and let them drop over to the left. Your arms can open in a big capital T shape, just straight out from your shoulders, or you can take cactus. And the breath, just easy, fluid, gentle ujjayi. Come back through center. Uncross your legs, scoot your hips to the middle, recross the other way so the left thigh is on top. Reach forward and grab underneath your heels. Take one more breath. Let go of your heels, lower your right foot down. Lift your hips up and scoot them over to the left. Knees into the chest and let the legs drop to the right. Take your arms out. Twist. Ooh, that's good. Inhale onto your back and uncross your legs. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, exhale. Release your legs. And here's where I would recommend you holding Shavasana for at least 5 minutes, especially if you are practicing this at night. Or you could return back to legs up the wall, set a timer for 5 minutes. For our purposes together, we'll be here for about 5 breaths to close. Bend your knees. Slowly roll to your side. Be as lazy as possible as you make your way up to a comfortable seated position. And just as we acknowledge the beginning of our day with ritual, we get ready for our day. It's nice to also have a ritual where we get ready for our evening and for bed. Bring your palms together. Just allow this sort of gentle energy to carry you into the rest of your evening. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bow your head to your heart. Namaste.